let people in. And then Jason, you'll remember to hit your.
You are unbelievable. I don't know why I put up with you.
All right. Hey, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us. We're going to get started in just a moment. And DG Mary Shackleton will do the introductions and get you guys all started.
Hey.
Let's see. Let's give everybody just a little more time to get settled. I think folks are pretty much going in. It's 7:31. We'll give another 30 seconds or so. And yes, I'm dreaming of beautiful Bermuda in the background. That's where I'm longing to be virtually. Of course, with all of you on beautiful Bermuda. All right. Well, why don't we go ahead and get started. Welcome and thank you for taking part in our ongoing Grow Rotary Learning series. We're so thrilled to have a great panel of public image experts, both from around North America, as well as here in our own district. And we're going to hear from all of them over the course of the next hour. So thank you. And thank you to our panel tonight. Tonight's topic is going to be public image, and more specifically, how to make social media work for your Rotary Club. It's something I think we all struggle with from time to time, even those of us who are prolific posters on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Snapchat, TikTok, all those social media websites. So I'm going to introduce our first panelist, Christine Ennis. Christine, are you here? And Christine has been, hi, Christine has been part of Rotary since 2011 and lives in St. John's, Newfoundland and Labrador in the far east coast of Canada. She's from the Maritime provinces. She's past president of the Rotary Club of St. John's and was co-chair of RILA on the Rock, District 7820's first RILA for Rotary age participants. How cool is that? She's currently a member of the Rotary Club of St. John's East, a Paul Harris Fellow recipient, a director on her club's board, way to go, currently serving as a Rotary District 7820 Public Image Chair and as an Assistant Rotary Public Image Coordinator or RPIC for Zone 28, our zone pair, Zone 28 East, right? Christina is a commerce graduate from Memorial University and works in the oil and gas industry as a benefits and R&D analyst with ExxonMobil Canada in St. John's. In her spare time, Christina coaches competitive all-star cheerleading, yay, rah, enjoys crafting and spending time with friends. Christina's favorite part of being a Rotarian is the opportunity to meet so many diverse people from around the world and connecting with like-minded people to make a positive impact in our communities. So I believe Christine is going first. Devin Mookie, are you on the call? Hi. And I'll go ahead and introduce Devin for us as well. Devin is currently a fourth-year student at Wayne State University, majoring in public health with a co-major in conflict and peace studies. He's a president of the Wayne State University he was a president of the Wayne State University Rotary Club from 2017, 2019, and now serves as District 6400 Rotary Representative, or DRR, and is an assistant Rotary Public Image Coordinator at the zone level, and that is zone 28 as well, I believe. Devankar has started a project called Green Now Detroit. The project aims to educate Detroit youth to do-it-yourself, sustainable strategies to fight climate change. And as all of us know, the environment is our upcoming 7th area of focus. This project was awarded a Resolution Project Fellowship on student social ventures. So welcome, Christina, welcome, Devin, and we're all ears and eyes. So thank you, and we look forward to learning more about social media.
Glad to be here. Thank you so much, everybody. We're excited.
Great. I'm just going to share my screen here. Let me see. Alrighty. Can you guys all see this here? All good? Excellent. So I do see some familiar faces here from my home district in 7020 in Eastern Canada. So welcome. It's really great to be here. So Deb and I are going to talk to you today about our top 3 tips for social media success. Did you have anything to add before we get her going?
No, let's do this. We're good.
Excellent.
Yes.
So if anybody has any questions, you can feel free to pop them in the chat. I think they will pop up for me. Yes, it starts to, perfect. Yeah, so they do pop up. Excellent. Yeah, so you can ask your questions in the chat. We do have Q&A at the end as well, or you can jump in with your questions throughout. Now, there we go. Perfect. So I found this quote from our, of course, everybody knows who Paul Harris is. I found this quote back early when the pandemic first started, and I've been starting all of my presentations and any talks I've been doing with this quote. I think it's very impactful and so relevant to us at the moment. So Paul Harris himself said, over 100 years ago, this is a changing world. We must be prepared to change with it. The story of Rotary will have to be written again and again. I think there's no better time to kind of bring that quote to the forefront. Very relevant. So I like to start things off with that and make sure everyone has an open mind to change and learning new things, which is why all of you guys are here to begin with, which is great. So as our introduction said, so my name is Christina. I'm from St. John's, Newfoundland. It's over here. I know a lot of you guys are in the New York City area. So if you've heard of the musical Come From Away, that's where I am. I'm in Newfoundland. I'm in Rotaract. I'm involved at the club level, the district level, now at the zone level. I love it. I have a background in business and human resources. I coach cheerleading, and Rotary is such a huge part of my life, and I'm super happy to be here today.
What's up, everybody? Greetings from Detroit, Michigan. Here in the US, I am in District 6400, and I am currently the District 6400 Rotaract representative. I have been in Rotaract for about 5 years now. My home club here is the Wayne State University Rotaract Club, headquartered here in Detroit, Michigan. And I'm pursuing a double major in public health and peace and conflict studies. For everybody, I want you guys to know that this is my 5th Zoom call today. So when I'm not on Zoom calls, I like to have a little bit of fun by doing photography, videography, graphic design, love driving around and riding around on my motorcycle around here. So it's a nice time, and the weather has been pretty warm. So waiting for winter to start, and then that's going to be pretty cold. But greetings, everybody.
I got a bit of a lag here. Come on, computer. Here we go.
So, kickoff activity. So when Christina and I say Rotary Public Image, what do you guys come to mind? Can we have some ideas pop up in the chat? What do you guys think of Rotary Public Image? What is branding to you? What do you think of? Let's throw some buzzwords in the chat now, please. Thank you.
If you feel like shouting it out loud, unmuting yourself, feel free. Unity. Faces
Pride.
pride.
Yes, people of action. That's a huge push Rotary put out for public image. Recruitment. Opening doors. Yep, opening Rotary opens opportunities, which is Holger Connect's theme for the Rotary year. Visibility. Invitation to join, Polio Plus, community service, the Rotary logo on street, road signs, answering who we are, causes connect us, community, all great words, all great answers. Thank you so much, everybody. And what we do, very important.
Sorry guys, I got my view messed up here. There we go. Perfect. Image is.
Christina, you lagged out for a second.
Haven't been in the brand center yet on myrotary.org. I highly recommend it.
Which is a very thorough description of Rotary's brand and what Rotary really stands for from a Rotary International perspective. So what is public image? Public image it's our reputation. It's how we're perceived by the public externally to the rest of the world. And what we want to create as Rotarians, whether we're acting on the club level, district level, zone level, or at the RI level, is a positive public image. Of course, we want people to see Rotary in a positive light. And in my community, I'm sure in your community too, Rotary is always talked about in a very positive light. So we want to use our connections with our community to engage non-Rotarians in either our events, supporting our causes, or even just learning about Rotary. I'm sure we've all been in that situation where someone we know has said, "What is Rotary?" And then you have to explain it. What we want to do by building our Rotary International public image is not have to answer that question anymore. Nobody sees the big McDonald's M arches and says, "What is that?" They know it's McDonald's right off the bat. We want Rotary's brand to be just as recognizable as big brands like that, like Walmart, like McDonald's, like, I don't know, Coca-Cola, all those big ones. So over here, I'm not going to go through all of this, but this is just a snapshot from the Voice of Visual Identity Guidelines, which goes through the essence, our values, and our voice. I just want to highlight this part down here in the bottom right corner. The voice of a Rotarian, I think this is very common across the world. So Rotarians are typically smart people, very compassionate, persevering, and inspiring individuals. We build relationships. When we commit to something, we're in it to win it. We have diverse perspectives. We have people from all over the world. So that's what we're trying to build when we are building our Rotary public image and our brand as Rotary. We're going to jump right into our top tips here. Oh, I went too far. Perfect. All right, so my first tip, Deb and I were talking and we wanted to whittle it down to just three main tips and 3 takeaways that we could leave you guys with today. We could have given you 30 tips. We went with 3. 3 is a pretty reasonable number, I think, to leave you guys with this evening. So I feel like a broken record here lately, but my new catchphrase in my life is teamwork makes the dream work, and nobody needs to go it alone. And that applies to Rotary too. A lot of the times we hear from Rotarians or others that social media is too much work. And you're right, it is too much work for one person to take on the responsibility of managing several social media pages on a daily basis in combination with work commitments, family commitments, extracurriculars, and things like that. So whether you're working at the district level, the club level, or even just within a committee on a club, my biggest tip is to build a team. Share the work around, just like we do in Rotary all the time. One person never does all the work. So share it around. We're all in this together. So if you are on a committee for an event, for example, you usually have someone taking care of the finances, someone planning logistics, someone coordinating volunteers. Make sure there's someone to coordinate your social media and promotion. And that can be shared around the team. Couple of examples of how to do this. Develop a schedule for taking turns posting on social media. So in my own club, the St. John's East Club in Newfoundland, we, whenever we have an event, we have a public image chair, but we also have a small team of folks who do have access to our social media pages. And we take turns so that you only end up having to post maybe once a week, maybe twice a week, which is pretty manageable, especially if the posts and content are already created. Facebook also has a great function where you can now schedule posts. So if you're an administrator on a page, you can log into the back end of the page and schedule posts. So if you have time on Sunday afternoon, but you want to make a post on Wednesday, but Wednesday's really busy, you can create your post on Sunday and schedule it for the exact time that you want it to go out. There's also other programs like Hootsuite. Another one is Hey Orca that you can use to schedule posts on multiple social media sites all at once, which is great. My last tip for this one, allow more people access to posting so that more than one person is responsible. I've seen a lot of the time for clubs, there's only maybe 1 or 2 people who have access to posting on their social media pages. So like I said, don't go it alone, share the responsibility around and elevate your social media posting. If you have 2 people doing it, 4 people doing it, you can double, quadruple your posting frequency and get the word out. So I have a question here. Does anyone do any of your clubs have a public image chair? Right in the chat, I'm just curious. You can say yes, no, we do. We have a team. Let me know if you have a team or a chair for public image in the chat. That would be awesome. If you do need help setting up a team, you can reach out to your district public image team. If they need help, they can also come to us at the zone level, and we can give them some tips on setting up some teams. All right, my second tip is show the world Rotary in action. And I've heard this saying before. Hopefully you guys have too, but toot your own horn. As I just mentioned a few minutes ago, people still don't know what Rotary is. We want people to see this big wheel and this big blue Rotary and know exactly what it stands for. It stands for diversity and impact and helping the community, all of those things that we just mentioned earlier in the voice and visual identity guidelines. Has anybody, raise your hand, has anybody ever had to answer the question to a friend who has asked you, what even is Rotary? Anybody? Yes, and if you didn't raise your hand, I don't believe you. So Rotarians are notorious for keeping things to ourselves, keeping it within the club, doing projects, not necessarily purposely quietly, but not spreading the news and shouting it from the rooftops. So we want to get out there, get in the media, get on social media, use your own social media to spread the word about what awesome things your clubs are doing. So a couple of options for that. In the brand center on Rotary, on myrotary.org, there are lots of photos for the People of Action campaign. I definitely recommend that. There's also an app you can download where you can upload your own photo and overlay that People of Action campaign like logo and visual over your very own photo. It looks so professional. It looks just like RI released a photo of you and your team to the brand center. So I highly recommend doing that. I can provide Cecily with the link to download that app. When you are showing the world Rotary in action, show people having fun. If you're posting pictures on social media, mix it up. Don't just show people presenting a check or doing a handshake. What I've experienced is people engage with photos of people who are having a blast, having fun in the middle of a project, those candid shots that really show Rotarians in action. Another great tool that I've used myself locally is the media release template in the brand center. Not every club has a media expert or a communications expert. So the brand center has lots of written forms of communication as well that you can use as a template. So you could decide that as a club, every time you're doing an event, you're going to do up this media release and send it to, I don't know, radio stations, newspapers, news stations, post it on social media, get the word out, anything you can do to get the word out. So the moral of the story is toot your own horn, brag about it. You're doing awesome things and we want more people to know.
Step 3 or tip 3, promoting an event isn't just before the event, it's actually during and after the event. Now, there's a common misconception that when you have an event coming up, all you can do is send it out to your Rotarians, your email lists, your subscribers, and that's it. But many people fail to realize that it's very important to have during event promotion. So what do I mean by that? So from events to live coverage to event recaps, all of these are necessary and key for making sure you'll have a successful turnout and you'll be able to reach those engagements that you are trying to reach. So tips on getting the word out. One thing that we love to use in Rotaract and also in our Rotary district is Canva. Canva.com is a free and very simple website to use to design flyers and social media posts. It's very easy, and you can also look up on YouTube tutorials on how you can design and you implement different creative imagery and things like that. And believe it or not, this entire presentation was made on Canva, so I think it's pretty good. Utilizing emails, email websites, email website services. Now, MailChimp.com, I hope some of you have heard of that, as well as Constant Contact. These are free to use email subscriber websites. They allow you to send your emails in a much more creative way, allow you to have a nice template. That way you don't have to keep writing your rotoscope or whatever you have for a newsletter out to your Rotarians in a way that makes it a lot more concise, creative, and fun. I know that a lot of Rotary clubs and Rotary districts still use the old format in terms of sending emails. So we want to really push that. MailChimp and Constant Contact are great resources that are free to be able to have template-based subscriber count. And you know what's beautiful about these is that it gives you full analytics in terms of how many people are opening your emails, when are they opening their emails, how many people are clicking links on your emails to register for things. This is a great use, and we do it in our Rotaract Club. Now, when it comes down to during event coverage, utilizing Facebook, Instagram, or even YouTube live video, it doesn't have to be all three at all. Don't worry. It can be one, it can be two, as long as you're doing one minimum. It's a great way for you to broadcast your live event or your Zoom event seminar to allow more of those remote users to still attend. After the event, it's very key to create a review post and an email blurb thanking your volunteers, your partnered organizations, as well as tagging and mentioning those members, those club organizations, clubs that were also featured within your district that were able to attend and be a part of that event. That's very key because it allows acknowledgement and it allows people to be recognized for their service as well as their dedication and hard work for your event. And that is what allows engagements to go up on Facebook posts that you'll see in a second, as well as shares. Shares are the ability that more and more people that are tagged on a post, those people can share the post from the Rotary Club's Facebook page, and then now it appears on their account. So now all of their friends and family will see the work that they did on that Rotary page's Facebook page. And now you're having buzz and traffic from all these different areas, the individual members as friends and family, checking in on seeing what is Rotary, what is this Rotary Club doing, and how can they get involved. So now it's more of an outreach. Christina, let's get into demonstrating what a Facebook post looks like. So creating a Facebook post or creating content in general, it's important to ask a question. Being direct is very key. You can keep it short. The more and more words you have, the more and more people are just going to scroll. So try to be concise as possible. But it's very key to tag a lot of organizations or people that will be involved. That way, like we said before, you can share it out. It's nice to have a call to action. So website links are very important. Google Forms, RSVP, registration, Eventbrite, all of these different places that people can click on something and now register themselves. That way you guys can have access to them later on by reaching out and following up if they will still be making it. It's always great to have visual aid for sure, video and pictures, valuable information like location, time, location, all of that, address, all of that. And then finally, having some sort of AV, video, photo, that's just great to have. So those are some of the key format or elements that we require you guys to try to start taking into account for branding and Rotary public image.
Excellent. Those are some great tips there for creating content. So now we have one last activity before we head into the Q&A. Now, I don't want to go too far and give it away. Okay. So this is a post that you can see here. This is my Facebook name. Feel free to add me if you'd like. This is a post that we made on my club's Facebook page last Friday. So not even a week ago, just a few days ago. And we reached over 4,500 people. And this screenshot was taken, I believe, on Sunday. So I'm wondering if you guys can unmute yourselves and call out or write in the chat why you think this post has been so successful at reaching over 4,500 folks. So go right ahead. I should have had some Jeopardy music queued up. You don't need to hear me sing. Are you a better singer than me?
Probably not.
Alrighty, folks in the chat.
Don't speak all at once.
What do
please.
you think is good, or feel free if you have some critique. Personally, I put too much words in there for my liking. Jason says, tagged people and other accounts. Diverse action within the photos. It has 9 shares. We don't usually get 9 shares on our post. This one got more shares than usual. Sean says the tags, the picture, trying to find faces someone may know. Excellent. Those are all great answers.
We got location tag as well.
Location tag, yep. So all of shows Rotary in action. Yes, Lorraine. Lorraine is my mother. Welcome. Simple and positive text, mix of pictures, tag location event, showing people in action. These are all awesome answers. I love it. Love it, love it. I love this wow reaction. I think that was my own reaction. All right, couple things to point out. Why does this post work? First of all, we explained what we did and where we were. As a bunch of people mentioned in the chat, we tagged, we were at Government House here in Newfoundland and Labrador, which is where our Lieutenant Governor for the province lives, Judy Foote. She is a prominent person in our community. So we explained what we did. We did an End Polio Now fundraiser in our district over the summer. We had an impactful amount that we raised, over $170,000, which was awesome. We tagged relevant organizations and partners. So we tagged Rotary International, our district, as well as the Lieutenant Governor Judy Foote, who has quite a large following here in my community. The group photo I really liked. We're demonstrating that we're practicing our social distancing outside with our community protocols here in Newfoundland and Labrador. The group shows the scale of participation. We actually had people from our Rotary Club in my city, as well as 3 other Rotary clubs in the city, which was awesome. So it was a collaborative effort. And then we showed what we did. We were planting tulips. We had 9 shares, but of those 9 shares, over 4,000 people were reached, which for our club was an extremely successful post. So I hope this was helpful. If anybody has any questions about crafting content or posts, you can certainly reach out to one of us, or you can ask your question now. We can provide our tips. There was a question actually from Gerard previously. He was wondering if you give access to more folks in your club to your Facebook page or other social media pages, how do you prevent inappropriate posts from occurring? That's a totally valid question, Gerard. And I think the answer to that, in my opinion, is make sure that the people you're giving access to are people you trust to speak on behalf of your club. So if it's someone you would allow to, I don't know, do an interview or talk about the club or write a piece about the club or things like that, but just generally someone you trust and has accountability for their actions. That's my advice on that piece. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to add on to what you said. Basically, you can also have only page administrators be the ones that can post. You can give people posting rights. So if you have specifically a Facebook group for your Rotary Club, now keep in mind a Facebook group is different than a Facebook page. page is something that I would consider your billboard. It's the one that is posting out events, showcasing your members, showcasing what you guys are doing, and is kind of a streamlined funnel for all things your club and activities. Now, a Facebook group, which works more well in a district setting. For example, we have a District 6400 Facebook group. In that, anytime someone wants to post something pertaining to an event from their club, it has to get approved by a page administrator. And then the page administrator, usually a past district governor or a club image, a district image chair, is the one that has to approve that post. So if you guys don't already have a Facebook group, you guys should definitely create one. That way you can see what all of the clubs are doing within your district. And then each club should have their individual page as their form of advertising. Christina, we have another question. Boosted posts, and are they investment when reaching appropriate people? Do you want to answer that one, or do you want me to take that one?
So Lorraine actually answered that because she knew this post was not boosted. To be honest, if you're having a larger event where you're trying to sell tickets or something like that, I definitely would recommend boosting. However, if you are creating engaging content and using some of these tips, like using photos, short videos, concise descriptions that have a very explicit call to action, you can definitely save a few dollars on the boosting. But if you are having an event an event where it's a ticketed event and it's like a public fundraiser, I definitely would recommend boosting posts. It's probably your best bang for your buck these days. And as time goes on, Facebook is getting very advanced in terms of the capabilities of selecting your target demographic for posts. So that is definitely something I would recommend if you have a budget for promotion. Definitely a good bang for your buck. I just want to touch on, Edward had a couple of comments that he was not sure why the post was successful, and he did have some comments around some photos. And I do agree with you, Edward. We could have been a little bit more explicit in the photos that we posted of our, I mean, you can't really see them in the group photo, but we were holding the tulip boxes. But Edward, you're right. We could have done a little bit better of a job in terms of the photos and including some pics of the tulips in particular. I was a little bit late. The planting was almost done. All right, so I'm just going to flip to the last slide and we're going to start our Q&A. So I'll just, come on. Okay, so this is the contact information for Javankar and I, our clubs, where we're at in the world. Our social media handles are down there on the bottom. I love Twitter. I don't have very many Rotarians on Twitter. If you'd like to follow and engage with me on Twitter, I would just love that. And down here on the bottom, we have 2 Facebook groups that we would definitely suggest joining if you are super into the public image thing. The Get the Word Out Now group is the RPICs for Zone East. We are all administrators on that. That's a great resource. You can post questions, suggestions, comment on ideas from other people, lots of ideas bouncing around. And the other one is called Rotary Club Members, Public Image Graphics and Ideas Hub. That one was started by a Rotarian in Australia, Evan Burrell. He is a huge public image advocate in the Rotary world, and it's also a great place to bounce ideas off of each other. Whoop, what have I done? There we go.
So everybody, I'd love for you guys to connect with me, email me, or reach out to me on WhatsApp, or you can add me on Facebook. I post all things Rotary and related on Facebook. It's my main use of communication with Rotarians, so please go ahead and do that. For those of you that are on Instagram, you guys can go ahead and follow me on there. That's where I have some of my photography and more of my non-Rotary related things as well. LinkedIn as well. It's just my name. So please do us a favor and follow us and connect with us. Now, Christina and I are welcome and able to speak to any of your clubs. So if any of you want to reach out to us and we do this for your club or your district, if you're not from this district, we will do that. So please let us know. Christina and I are tag teaming to do this as many places as we can and hit as many clubs and districts we can worldwide. So please let us know. We are here to help you guys out. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Excellent. I'm not sure exactly how much time we have, Mary, for Q&A, but anybody have any questions?
Actually, folks, we do have some of the team from our district coming on next. So if we can hold off and see if folks after their presentation want to have some additional Q&A, if that's all right.
That sounds great.
All right, awesome. Okay, so what an awesome presentation, Christina and Devankar. We're really grateful. You have a lot of ideas. You've given us a lot of things to think about, a lot of ideas and some fantastic energy. Okay, people of action, let's meet some of our district public image team. Our district public image team leader, Nadine Oman. Nadine is a architectural designer, owns her own design studio, NH Designs, does a lot of both residential and commercial projects here in the tri-state area. Nadine is a past president of both the Rotaract Club at the United Nations and the Rotaract Club of Metro New York City. She's also been an assistant governor in Area 7, which is Manhattan. Jason, are you online as well? Jason Gonzalez, another past club Rotary Club president, the Wall Street E-Club, and another past Rotaract Club president at Pace University. So two awesome Rotarian Rotaractor alumni. Jason is working for the UNICEF part of the United Nations, where he's an external engagement manager. And he telecommutes from sunny Los Angeles right now. So without further ado, well, actually, before I give the floor to you, I want to give a real shout out. The work that you two have spearheaded is just awesome. You have made our webpage really rock. We're loving the new YouTube channel and the new rebranded Facebook page. So I think we all learned the difference between a page and a group. So awesome, both of you. And Nadine, Jason, take it away. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Mary. And thank you so much, Christina and Devankar. That was really awesome. We are excited to have fellow Rotaractors on here. I was a Rotaractor back home in Germany too. So awesome to see you and looking forward to working with all of you guys. Yes, hello and welcome everybody. And thanks for having us tonight. We have, as Mary said, we have a fun PR team here for our district. It's a combination of Rotarians and Rotaractors, both. Jason, our district director of social media, will talk a little bit more about all our channels later on, but we also have Rotarians Susanna and George on our team, as well as Rotaractors Anna, Abid, and Tasmain. And it's been fun to work together and explore different channels. And we are here to help everybody shine, that our logo says, let's shine together. So if you have any ideas for us or how we can help you guys, please reach out to us. We will have, we will be coordinating with the AGs for special workshops individually. So right now we have limited time, so we will just give you a quick overview of what's going on. So starting with quickly the public image bylaws and guidelines, they were just approved. We put them together for our leadership team. I don't want to go into the details, but as we are showing here, you can find them on our district website page. And basically these guidelines and bylaws are there to help us basically define our district and help us to display a unified image from our district. So if you are thinking about, setting up an email address or any social media account, please come reach out to us, and we'll be happy to help to do that. And we don't want to dig for logos and logins and stuff like that and then not know who created them later on. So reach out to us. We'll be happy to help out and get you involved as well. So without further ado, I'm gonna open up for Jason. He will tell us all about our 5 awesome social media accounts we have. And join us, like us, and be active. So Jason.
Thanks, Nadine. And I think you can see on my screen that I'm sharing our different social media accounts: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, as well as our sort of catch-all website, Rotary7230.org. And going back to some of the things we learned today around posting on Facebook and what content's interesting, you should be tagging accounts. And really that we see our public image team sees ourselves as an amplifier of all the amazing work and publications that each individual club and Rotarian has across the district. So all these accounts here that you see on the screen, these are platforms for us to share the posts you have on your own individual club pages or Twitter handles, and even YouTube channels. We can engage there by liking videos, by sharing those videos on our platforms. And we don't want to see ourselves sort of regularly necessarily creating content, but we want to be making sure that you as Rotarians across every club are actively sharing on your own platforms and reaching your own audiences. And we'll use our district platforms to like public pages of partner organizations, of Rotary International, as well as your local clubs, and engage with them on a larger scale. Because not only do your posts reach, say, hundreds of local Rotarians in your community and their family members and their friends, but by using the district's platform, you can reach thousands, not only across your community and the district, but even worldwide. So that's how we see ourselves. So we'll drop in the links to each of these social media platforms in the chat shortly. And we encourage you to go and like the pages. But in order to populate these pages and populate our newsletter, our newsletter from DG Mary's desk that you've gotten regularly, we first need to collect information and the content. So we have a new widget on our club portal, our club corner page on our website. So if you go to Rotary7230.org, you'll find in the menu it says Our Clubs, and then you just click Rotarians in Action where the arrow is indicated. On that page, it's sort of a newsletter where we've been spotlighting the COVID-19 response from the last few months, but we're really looking for more real-time updates. So I'm sure lots of your clubs have been posted in news outlets, or you have a great story you just want to tell through our channels. Go ahead and publish it, or go ahead and submit it for publishing by just looking on the left-hand corner where it says Get Published, and there's an embedded field where you'll enter your, basically drop in a link to your Facebook post, which hopefully you already have. Drop in some high resolution images, a short caption, and enter your name and email so we can get a hold of you if we have other opportunities for promoting these. So that's two of the main initiatives we're doing, which is our social media and our newsletter. So now we wanted to take a second to go hands-on. So we'll drop in the chat the links to our Facebook pages, and you guys can, with me, visit them. And I'll show you just some cool tricks that you can use when you're visiting, say, our Facebook page. This is what Rotary District 7230's Facebook page looks like to average viewers when you're logged in and not a moderator. What you'll do, number one, is like the page as yourself, hopefully. But also, if you're a moderator or a manager of your own club's Facebook page, please also consider liking it as that club's page. So you'll just click this ellipsis and you'll see like as your page. And then it will pop up to show which pages you're managing, and you just check off your club's page to like it. Same with our Rotaract district page, which is managed by Abbott and Tasmin and other Rotaractors. And you'll also like that and like it as your page. We have an Instagram account. So not many Rotary clubs in our district have Instagram accounts, but if you do, like my Rotary Club of Wall Street, we follow the Rotaract district account. And we engage by liking photos and sometimes commenting. We also sponsor our own Rotaract club at Pace University, which also shares their own content on their own Facebook pages and Instagram. And recently, John Eldridge, AG, has been maintaining Rotary District 7230's Twitter account. And so we'll be syncing even more to reach even more platforms and sharing content across all these channels. And many of you and your family and friends probably noticed that we had recently done some live streaming of the Oktoberfest celebration, along with interviews of UNICEF and Rotary President Holger Knag and other inspiring Rotary leaders. And we've posted all those videos on our YouTube channel. So not only can you watch the whole event, but you can also look at the various uploads that we have and even repurpose these interviews for your own use. So on your own Facebook page, wouldn't it be cool to share an interview with UNICEF that was led by AG Wayne Charles? And it's a very district-specific content that you can be proud of, organized by Mary and the team. And lastly, this is the Club Corner this is one page of our website where you can find bylaws and guidance on how to use social media and just other district information. So it's under our district and district documents, and you'll find that here. And then for the Rotarians in Action Club Corner, it's just under our club's Rotarians in Action. And then on the left-hand side, you'll see a widget that's loading, and you'll just enter in your information. So selecting your club and a summary, a short caption, drag and drop right here, and any other relevant links that would be useful, and submit. So that's about it. Those are the tools we've recently put in place because we really want to help your clubs. And again, we'll drop our email in the chat. And like Nadine said, please reach out to us anytime you want assistance with updating your social media accounts or even your website. Because in addition to managing some of our social media accounts, I've also revamped our Rotary7230.org website, and I'm happy to help with anybody managing Club Runner, Squarespace, WordPress. Those are all platforms that I have experience in. So I'm looking forward to hearing from you.
Jason, we have one question here from Sonia. One second. Oops, no, it's gone. If we are not district public relation, how do we suggest some of the great ideas? Oh my God, no, it went away.
Nadine, it's Sonia now. Sorry for cutting in. Hi. So if I'm not on district level, I'm in my club and I'm not on district level for public relations, and all these suggestions that you guys are suggesting are wonderful. How do we softly suggest that to them so they'll incorporate it? Because right now we're stagnant, not only at our club levels, but at our district levels. I'm involved in district on other things, so you can see it, but how do we do that?
Like, I mean, we are happy, and I think that you know, the Vankar and Christina will agree that we are happy to whatever we have established so far, from PowerPoint to whatever. We would like to share it with clubs, with districts, and you know, help each other to spread the word and our ideas and thoughts.
So just reach out to you guys and get to see if you're available to speak.
Yes, we can definitely do that.
That would be wonderful. Thank you so much. You guys are great.
Jason just put our email in the chat box, so anybody could reach out to us. That's our team email address.
And I'll include Christina and Devin Card now too. If anybody has any general questions, either for our district specific or in general, we can all tackle them. We have about 5 more minutes and we'll want to make the most of the time. So please do ask away.
Hey, Nadine and Jason, would you tell us a little bit about how you're going to be reaching out to the AGs and clubs to do a little bit a more focused training for local clubs?
Yep. So part of our plans are to call on AGs, really to be our middleman and our extension of our public image committee over the next remaining of the Rotary year and hopefully beyond. Because right now what we're doing is putting in place tools and procedures so that next year's public image committee and next year's Rotary leadership don't have to work as hard. And so we're trying to get a team effort together. So please, AGs, keep an ear out for all the amazing posts or keep an eye out for all the amazing posts and work that your local Rotary clubs are doing. And then you'll be given permissions. I think actually all of you have already been given permissions to post on the district page. And same with the Twitter. So right now we're refreshing the Twitter page and just got the logins and all that stuff together. So we'll be reaching out to you as well for that. And we haven't decided yet, but I might suggest that there may be a prize at the end of the Rotary year for the most committed AG on social media. So just throwing it out there.
Hey, and sorry to have DG-itis and grab the mic once again. Would any of you care to comment on what is a public image chair and why should every club have one? This is for all of our fabulous panelists.
I think it's the most important position in your board, because especially now, especially now, I would say, you are representing your club in any way possible to the outside world, to your neighbor, to your members. And yeah, I think it's the most important position you can have in the board to, attract people, be engaged, stay connected, and, show off the great work, as Christina said before as well, what the clubs are doing.
Shafi here. I've always maintained, I'm past district governor for our district here, 7710. And I've always said, I've been associated with Rotary since 1973. And I've always maintained that Rotary is the best kept secret ever. So the more we do to project ourselves, and now with all you youngsters, and this, the media. I mean, look at the opportunity that we have. We're not taking advantage. Believe me, Rotary is not taking advantage of all the opportunities that exist right now. That's why public image is so important.
And it's certainly a team effort too. So that's why we're the public image committee. We can create the platforms and upload the proper branding and sometimes police the branding, but really it's all about Rotarians in action on the ground. And please do be vocal about that. Even on your own personal Facebooks, like DG Mary regularly shares updates on her own platform, and you'll see her face on our district page all the time. But please be as vocal and make sure your permissions are set to public when you're talking about Rotary. So anybody who shares it, they'll reach their own audience, own community as well. So thanks for that comment.
And I think, and also Sharif, to tell, I think many people are scared to do a post or anything like that, but there's no magic to it. Just do it, just have fun, do it. It will be fine. Maybe have 5 likes, 10 likes, who cares? It's
Nike, Nike, just do it.
Exactly. I think that once you pull that scary part out, it's like, look, we all started somewhere. It's fine. And we are here to help you. So I think that's the biggest message to everybody.
Thank you.
Well, with that, from our public image committee, Nadine had shared Suzanne and a bunch of others are on our committee. And so we'll make ourselves readily available. We all have our own talents, and social media is really just one piece of it. And so maybe even over the course of the next few months, we'll share a little bit more about how our public image committees making ourselves available for you in different ways. Ultimately, it's about, I threw in the keyword, when I think of public image, I think of unity. And that's what we want to make as a unified district and global Rotary image. So thank you for inviting me to participate today. Nadine, thanks for sharing the spotlight. And I'll just pass it off to you two for some closing remarks, Nadine and Christina.
I'm going to jump in first so that Nadine can finish since yeah, this is her district. I just want to thank you guys again on behalf of the zone team for having us. As we already mentioned, definitely connect with us on social media. Feel free to email, text, anything. We're super open. Yeah, just thanks for having us. We had a blast on this Tuesday evening. So thank you to Cecily for reaching out to us to join you guys tonight.
Thank you so much, Demarco and Christina, for an awesome presentation. And
So much, everybody. Appreciate it.
Yes, we're looking forward to rocking the Rotary world with you guys. So thank you, DJ Mary, and thank you so much, everybody, for joining us tonight.
Awesome, thank you. Cecily, are you back on the call? I know you have a slide that you want us to share. Cecily?
I'm back on the call. I don't have a slide to pull up. It's going to be on our district Facebook page. That's how you'll get the information. This Thursday, Valerie Wafer is starting her first Director Dialogue series. So she is going to be speaking with past RI President Ian Risley about the environment, the new area of focus, and our district's own Jenny Lewis of Metro New York City, formerly of Wall Street Club, is going to be talking about SRAG, the Environmental Action Group. So it's going to be a really great meeting, learning about the new area of focus. I'm going to post the flyer and the link to register. Currently, there's about 800 something people registered. Wow. So it's going to be a great evening. Check out our Facebook page in just a few minutes, and the link to register will be there.
And I'm going to put this in the chat before everybody goes. So I want to thank Christina, Devankar, Jason, Nadine. You guys all rock. You're bringing so much energy to our Rotary world. I thank you for, and I want to thank all of those of you who participated by listening in and joining us. It's been a really fascinating evening. And actually, I'm having a little bit of issues with copying this link, and we will get this out to you one more time. Persistence pays off here. Thanks, everybody. And our next dialogue will our next of these Growth Rotary Learning series will be in January. We're going to talk about diversity, equity, and inclusion, and we are planning a Welcome to Rotary event in December. So stay tuned, everybody. Thanks so much. Have a great rest of your Tuesday evening. Thanks.